maybe if you feel a little worried about giving him 3 years, maybe you give him 2 for $60.
But that three's coming from somewhere, Steiny.
Maybe.
If not the Warriors.
Maybe.
Especially, everything Draymond physically did not go through what Klay did, okay? So
Correct.
The only thing I hate about this from a Klay Thompson standpoint, and probably what frustrates him, Steiny, is, we're aging, but this ain't actual age. I had the transmissions blew out twice, the motor and the tranny. So, of course, that sets you back to where you'll never get back athletically to that plateau. But you kind of wish it was like Draymond. His is just a natural attrition. His body, you know what I'm saying? Or just a tad bit slower.
What I'm hearing is Klay's decline has nothing to do with age.
Oh, no, it does, but it coincides with those catastrophic injuries.
Well, the catastrophic injuries were incredibly unfortunate, but that's what happened.
No, I totally get that.
He doesn't get a brand new knee when he gets his new contract. Like, it sucks for Klay, but it's probably taken some more productive years off the back end.
Probably it has.
Well, you can't pay him as much as you would have paid him if he were
to her point, and I love the call. We could look at Draymond, what he's going to be in 2 and 3 years, and if you want to worry, you can.
Could be ugly.
Yeah.
But if you're willing, listen.
It's kind of a reward, too, man, for what they've done and what they've been.
Then you got to be prepared for it to get ugly. Yeah. If you're going to reward a guy.
Not giant ugly, though. San Francisco Giants.
You don't know that.
No, I'm hoping.
Well, we're all hoping. But we don't know that. We don't know that. And here's the other thing. We can talk about Klay and 2 or 3 more years and Draymond and then Kuminga. If the chef gets hurt or if the chef starts to noticeably decline, then all that other stuff is moot. It just doesn't matter because
Lord knows
Steph's not at the top of his game.
Yeah. It ends right there. But Steiny, we could go around we see Memphis without Ja.
But there's only one other player Steph's age. That's the issue. If Luka Doncic gets hurt, they're done. Yeah. I get that. But Luka's 24. They won't be done in 2 years.
I hear what you're saying.
Like Steph's 36. We got to acknowledge that. It's not you can't be Mike Dunleavy or Joe Lacob, I don't think, and not think about the Warriors after Steph Curry. To me, that would be negligence. And go ahead. I got
a question for you.
Fine. And if you're like, you know what? We're still going to pay him for everything he's done, then go ahead and do that. But then you must acknowledge it could get really ugly if these guys decline in a big way pretty quickly. And all I'm telling you is I've seen players decline, and sometimes it happens a lot faster than you think.
My question is what you just mentioned. What would that look like from a Mike Dunleavy or Joe Lacob standpoint? Because everything's going to change moving down the road. The cap, if they're under, how much they're under, contracts coming off the book. But Steiny, if they wanted to have some Starbucks and just sit down and talk about life after Curry, what can you really do? Well, outside of talk, because there may be a player that comes out of nowhere in the college ranks that you're like, oh my God.
There is one.
Not Lichty.
He's playing today at 4. It's not Lichty.
Lichty.
It's
I
Connect.
don't like it. Oh,
and they got a big one today against Auburn.
The college basketball.
I would invite all Warrior fans to watch Tennessee Auburn today at 4:00.
What's the line?
Tennessee's got 2 players who are going to. They have 3 players who are going to play in the league.
But we're watching for Connect.
I know we are.
Look at this anyway. What's that look like though, Steiny? What can you really do outside of have a conversation about life after Curry?
Well, this is why I'm never when we say, well, this was Myers and that was Lacob and that's Dunleavy. That's why to me I always say it's all Lacob. When Mike Dunleavy was getting interviewed, you don't think they said, what do you think about the next couple years here? And what if Mike Dunleavy said, Joe, I don't think we got a shot at it anymore. And Joe said, I think if everything fell into place, we still have a shot at it. Okay, what direction are they going to go? They're going to go Joe Lacob's direction. Right. And I'm not saying Dunleavy wanted to do anything, but when I look at the Warrior moves, the way I see them right now, it's all Joe Lacob.
Shouldn't it be that way though, with him being the owner and hands on and at every game?
I don't know. I think you can do it well either way.
Because if you listen to Joe, he'll tell you they do it by committee too, though, Steiny.
Yeah. Who's got final say?
No doubt.
Joe Lacob's got final say. Why are we? I'm with you here, 415, but this is kind of what Guru does, and it's a way he looks at the game through rose-colored glasses, and I look at it a little more practically. And here it is, 415. Why are we feeling sorry for Klay? He's making $42 million this year.
Oh.
He got paid when he was injured.
Oh, no doubt.
Now, he rehabbed.
Yeah, you did, because you pointed that out.
To me, that's 50-50. Right. Like, I don't say, we paid him $80 and he didn't do anything. Bull. Yeah. He rehabbed for 2 years, and he's a part of your organization. He may not have played games, but he still earned his contract as far as I'm concerned. That's they get guaranteed contracts. Yeah. It's just the way it is in the NBA. So
I'll tell you what.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, to the 415, Steiny, it's not about feeling sorry. And you're right. Some guy making $41 million, $42 to play ball, who am I to feel sorry for? The whole point is, let's just say player A in Memphis, if Ja got hurt again, I would feel sorry for that player from a basketball standpoint. And that's all. Klay, I'm telling you, spacing is so key. And if Milwaukee and Dame and Giannis came calling, and Klay could benefit from those two guys with the ball in their hand and spacing, I think the same thing with the Lakers. So you're on it. I believe there will be suitors for Klay Thompson to where if we want to put a rat on the table from an individual standpoint, he would get better and cleaner looks.
I don't see it in Milwaukee.
You don't see it?
Nope. Not with Middleton.
Well, boy, I forgot about him.
So now we got Dame, like Middleton, and he's on the decline.
Well, Klay would start, for example, like Malik for Beasley or Connaughton.
No, I know. I'm just looking at a team with Giannis is going to get 25 shots. Lillard's going to get 23 shots. Okay, there's really only room for one more scorer. And then who's it going to be, Middleton or Klay? Now, you might be like, well, they can all score.
I was just about to say,
I know. And here's
Middleton,
the other thing.
You're right, Steiny. Best ability is availability. His body is quietly,
thank you.
He's not available.
Like, what's Milwaukee's problem right now? It's defense. You can't bring Klay in because he's. Although, you know what? Klay's a poor perimeter defender right now. He's an average defender guarding guys bigger than him.
He took the ball from, was it Jokic or Anthony Davis? Are you going to bring up
Durant from like 6 weeks ago?
No, it was Anthony Davis.
Klay Thompson's defense has been great.
Anthony Davis.
He stripped Kevin Durant 6 weeks ago. Can't stand when we do stuff like that. And then we ignore the turnstile 7 times a game. That's all I'm about.
He's still been fine on like forwards. It's just the guards that can't stay in front of
in space.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, Klay, how you feeling about moving to the bench?
It's been a pretty seamless transition. I mean, it does have its benefits as far as letting the game settle, seeing the floor before you enter, and just the nerves, especially when you start, can be apparent when it's a big night. But when you're coming off the bench, a little easier to relax, and I think that my game is showing that.
And the other thing, where we got it, Andy Rooney, the rest of the story, you're playing against the other team's bench.
Wow.
So you got a better shot at it.
You didn't pay off your tees, Mully. You said he said something.
Oh, Mully said they were talking about the numbers for Klay, but it was less about the numbers for Klay as it was about Mully saying, you know what, the one thing about free agency, when you get to free agency, that's when some funky stuff can happen. That's when you just never know.
And he will. He's in the diamond lane, Steiny. Like the season over, the playoffs, and bam.
Like, I'll never forget the Warriors the year after We Believe. They won 48 games. They didn't make the playoffs. They were the best team to ever not make the playoffs. 48 wins. They didn't make the playoffs. They were 9th. Baron Davis had a player option at like $17 million when that was a lot of money. And the Golden State Warriors, I'm not going to opt out.
PD.
He's not going to opt out. And he opted out, and he went to the Clippers.
After
he got like
We
4
Believe.
years for like 75. And the Warriors were completely taken by surprise. They were so taken by surprise,
Who was the GM
they
there?
signed Cory Maggette. Well, that was the other thing. I mean, I think Chris Mullin was the GM. and he had brought Barron in, but
he dipped out.
I'm sure Mully was thinking we might want to get this guy right now and wrap him up, and I think ownership at that point said we're not signing this guy to a long-term deal right now. And you know what he said? Bye-bye, Draymond. Bye-bye.
Draymond, go bye-bye.
And you know what? Barron was never as good as he was with the Warriors.
Man,
but so what? He got paid $75.
Well, that is. You said
he got his money.
That's all that matters to you then, huh?
What?
Sometimes quality of,
he got it. No.
You left a good thing.
What if he knew he was done? What if he knew his knees were not going to last long?
That just
and the Warriors kind of knew it. And they're like, we can't pay this guy.
No doubt. Go take it.
Right.
But my point
and he
is,
got it.
Yeah, well, if he was done, then he would have been done had he remained here. Quick fun fact.
True.
I love me some Cory Maggette. That's what I mean by putting your shoulder down and getting to the rack.
And that is why.
Evan, this dude was T.O. on the
He stunk.
I liked him in Duke and I liked him in the pro.
He never won.
Yeah.
He might have never played on a winning team.
Oh,
ever.
Boy. I love me some Maggette.
I liked him too as a kid.
He could just get to the
as
rack.
A 7-year-old.
Even
fair. That's fair, Evan.
When he did a dunk in the dunk contest where he did a front flip into a standing vert,
he set the Warriors back 5 years.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
Yes, it was.
Should have kept BD, but Cory Maggette, he get you to the free throw line. He's going to put his head down and get to the rack. God.
He's on Mount Selfishmore as a player.
Half the NBA alumni is, Terrence Ross, all kind of guys.
How old is Cory Maggette now? Probably about 40? And still, the next pass he throws will be the first.
That's a fact.
44.
Oh,
44
boy.
years old. And you know what?
He was good on TV with the Lakers.
I kind of like Maggette. I like his personality, but
I wonder if he's still with the Clippers. He was doing some of their games. God, Steiny, that dude could get to the free throw line, man.
Averaged 20 for the Warriors.
Sure he did. What was their record?
That's irrelevant.
We could do that for 16 years if you want to. Who do you blame? Like, if we go do that.
26 and 56. I blame
They won that many games?
It was a great timeout, Evan. I got Warrior tickets.
It wasn't,
who do they play? That was it. Who they played.
By the way, Evan with a great line. What was it again? Was it about pool?
Couldn't have been that great.
Shot of the night or something.
Oh, the biggest shot of the night for Golden State.
Oh, this is a great one.
All right, let's
set it up. Go ahead.
So I'm getting ready to do post game yesterday. And I'm looking around. I threw on like 3 games because I want to watch. Honestly, I wanted to watch Cleveland Dallas.
Oh man,
because I thought that was the game of the night. Outside, of course, Golden State, Washington. So I'm watching the game. The game's over, and I start getting set up for post game. And all of a sudden, I get a notification saying Max Strus hits a game winner. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Then I see the game winner. It's like a 3/4 court heave after he hit 6 threes in the fourth quarter. Biggest shot of the night by the Warriors, courtesy of Max Strus.
Wow. Knocked Dallas all the way to 8th from 5th.
Brought the Warriors within 2.5.
Dallas is good, though, Steiny. Evan, I'm just telling you, I don't know what they can.
Are they good like Phoenix has done?
I told you owe me an apology on that.
I'm not giving you one.
I've never said Phoenix was done with Bradley Beal there.
You did.
I said they're done if he
like
can't
his leg fell off.
Okay. Well, but if it's back on, they're not done.
You're Malcolm X when you want to be, and Martin
Dallas
Luther King.
can get to the Western Conference Finals. I'll leave that there. How they get there, I don't know. But when you have Luka Doncic, which is Steiny, this dude's incredible. And you got Kyrie playing the basketball he's playing. They got Lively. They got Tim Hardaway's son. I'm telling you, watch out for Dallas. That was a gut-wrenching loss last night.
Luka better than Steph? Here's where Goose sometimes says, I believe so.
No, tell me who I'd want right now.
I'm not.
Because the birth certificate. Luka's incredible.
Yeah.
And he's slow. That goes to it ain't about quick. I like that. Goes at his own speed.
Oh, he's so big. Once he gets you on his side, he may as well have blown by you.
How did Mullen score like he did? It wasn't
because he moved. He moved like Reggie Miller.
Man,
Klay Thompson.
Moved.
He shot like Klay. He moved like Reggie Miller, and he was smart. And he could pass.
That's incredible.
Essentially,
he's in the Hall of Fame.
A hell of a player. God, I had about 3 things I wanted to get. Oh, by the way, here's how you know our audience trends a little younger. So I said something that was inaccurate earlier. Nobody picked up on it.
So what?
But one guy.
Was it an artifact? Was it so old?
Yeah, exactly.
What was it?
I said, it's like Andy Rooney. Andy Rooney was 60 Minutes.
That's my shot. Who I thought you were talking about.
No, Andy Rooney was the guy who goes, did you ever notice? Paul Harvey was the guy who said, and that's the rest of the story. And Paul Harvey was who I should reference.
From where?
He was like on National Public Radio.
Oh, okay. I never heard of him.
Yeah, you have.
But Andy Rooney, he was Twitter before Twitter. He was griping before gripes.
Exactly.
Dude, he was
one of my favorites.
He was great. That show was incredible. Now it's a mess.
Is it even on anymore? 60
Dude, the
Minutes?
Wendy Williams doc, I advise you not to watch. I finished it last. Steiny.
Dude.
We need to help her.
Dude.
It's bad,
We got to talk about this because
you got a soft spot for her.
I don't have a soft spot for her. I love her.
Well, we'll see. We'll test that love when you watch this doc.
We got to revisit this on the other side because
I'm worried about you. Don't watch it, bro.
I'm going to watch it, but that in and of itself could be the issue. 888-957-9570. You giving Klay 3 for 80 or you telling him to hit the pike? Go play for the Lakers.
Can you imagine his hometown?